Terry, are you scared of Arsenal? Do you know what's really funny about all of this? Obviously, we are gonna speak on Arsenal now. What I find really interesting about this is people keep saying to me, "Oh, you said Arsenal were scary this year." They are. When I said they were scary, I actually predicted them finishing third, and you all said I was wrong. That's guaranteed to happen. Arsenal still are scary. Arsenal still in this title race, but I did want to jump to you on this, Lee, because obviously it was another disappointing weekend for you. You scintillating, brilliant, threw away a 2-goal lead. It was identical. It was identical to the Liverpool game, but that was put down to being away at Anfield. What's happened these last 2 weeks, mate?
Arrogance, shocking subs, complacency, overconfidence. Like Anfield for 40 minutes, we were unreal. That was probably the best we have played all season in that first 40 minutes. Yeah, and then like people pinned it on Granit Xhaka. Maybe you could pin it on him and say, because you could hear a pin drop at Anfield. I watched the game back the next day and like with the TV on, not mute, but you could hear a pin drop at Anfield. All you could hear was the away fans. Yeah, and then Granit Xhaka rolls them up. We switch off for 40 seconds and bang, 2-1. Yeah, like coming back to inverted fullbacks, by the way. Zinchenko was nowhere to be seen in that goal for Salah. He was nowhere to be seen for the second goal. Yeah, because he got nutmegged and didn't even like. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Yeah, and then the game against West Ham, like, okay, cool. People can sit there and go, well, it's Anfield. When was the last time Pep? Yeah, when was the last time Pep went 2-0 up or 3-1 up, like 2 clear goals gone in back-to-back games and didn't win them 2 games? I'd imagine in his entire career that's never happened. Yeah, I don't actually know, but I'd imagine that's never happened, mate. Yeah, because you shut up shop. Top elite level managers and players shut up shop. And cool, we got out of Anfield, we drew. Yeah, hanging on for dear life at the end. They probably should have nicked it. But then saying that, we had a chance in the 96th minute. And if Martinelli could pass the ball properly, like, Saka rounds the goalkeeper and scores. So we were, I don't know, man. That game wound me up. But then when you go into West Ham, we've had 7 days to prepare for that game. You go into West Ham, and for 20 minutes, it was like, wow, this is even better than Anfield. We were looking mad. Yeah, Thomas Partey was best player on the pitch for 20 minutes. Then all of a sudden, it looks like he's never played football before. And it's like, what's happening here? Like, we scored 2 great goals, 2 lovely crosses into the box from Ben White and Martinelli. Odegaard, great finish through the keeper's legs. We're thinking, right, just keep going, keep going. People in my chat were saying, right, what's the record for the Premier League score? Like, biggest Premier League score. Like, we were all gassed. Yeah, we were like, I predicted 4-0. Yeah, I think Ola predicted 3-1. There was loads of 5-0s and all that flying around all week. Yeah, and I was like, we've got to go and make a statement. Yeah, because you can't go 2-0 up and not win that game. I don't care whether it's Anfield or not. If you're 2-0 up, you win the game. You see that game out. Yeah, and then they go into that game against West Ham and you're like, cool, this is looking good. They've obviously rectified the problems, bang. And then it was like, we just sunk further and further back and invited him on. Declan Rice for me was man of the match. I have no idea how Odegaard got man of the match in that game. Yeah, no idea how he got man of the match. Yeah, Declan Rice, best player on the pitch. Paqueta not far behind him. You got people are scapegoating Rob Holding. Listen, he wasn't very good, but he went at fault for either goal. Like, he went at fault for either of the goals. Gabriel Magalhaes was knee sliding towards Paqueta. What's that all about? Why was you on your knees? What's that all about? You've given the guy the opportunity to fall over and get a penalty. You know, people are crying about it was handball, Declan Rice and all of that. Well, I don't know. There's no conclusive angle to suggest it's handball. I don't know. And if it is handball, maybe it touched him on the stomach or the chest and hit his arm. Very similar to how the Gabriel one against Liverpool was and wasn't given. Very similar to how the Gabriel one at Palace at the start of the season was and wasn't given. So let's not blame referees here. We weren't good enough. Yeah, and then, like, you just knew they were going to get into it. And the substitutions, mate, I have to say, yeah, like, his substitutions have been baffling for the last 2 games. You need a goal and you take Jesus off.
Well, that was one of the super chat questions here, to say, Lee, why did you think Arteta took off Jesus when we needed a goal?
I have no idea. I have no idea, mate. Yeah, and the thing that winds me up with it is people are making excuses for it. Like, oh, yeah, but he's only just coming back from injury. And what? If he's fit enough to start the game, he's fit enough to finish it. Like, that's it. Like Saka played 95 minutes of that game. Why? Yeah, he should have been hooked at half time. He was woeful, man. Yeah, and listen, people will get onto him for the penalty miss. I ain't going to slag him off for a penalty miss. The one thing I will slag him off for, why are you coming out and apologising for it? What's that all about? Mohamed Salah missed 2 in a row. You didn't see him apologising, did you? Why are you apologising for missing a penalty?
It's like a weird trend at the minute. Players are like, I've never seen players tweet or apologise for missing penalties. It's a bit strange. It's not just Arsenal. I've seen it at other clubs as well. It's crazy.
Like he took he took Thomas Partey off for Jorginho. Okay, cool. But at the same time, he didn't bring Jorginho on at Anfield. And it's like, when you're at Anfield, we signed Jorginho and it got dressed up like wealth of experience, played in massive games, won multiple trophies, third in Ballon d'Or. We've signed an elite level experienced footballer to help us win a title in hard games. So when you need somebody to come on and control the midfield tempo at Anfield, you bring on a kid called Kivior for his second Premier League appearance after his first was 4 minutes. And it's like, then you need legs and physicality in the game because we're getting overrun physically, against West Ham, and you bring Jorginho on. That makes no sense. Like, makes no sense. You throw Eddie Nketiah on. I'm not his biggest fan, Terry, You throw him on with 4 minutes of stoppage time to go. What's he going to do? You take Odegaard off, who, by the way, I thought was shocking. Yeah, he wasn't the worst player on the pitch. Like, and I see that you did the fan cam reactions and all the comments on it. Well, why is he digging out Odegaard? Saka? Mate, that was 1 minute you clipped, of an 11-minute video. If you actually go and watch the fan cam I did, I mentioned Saka. I'm not having a dig at you. I'm talking about the comments.
No.
I actually dug out Saka for being the worst player on the pitch. Thomas Partey as well. Yeah, the only players that could walk off of that pitch and say they actually played half decent, and I mean half decent, not even a 5 out of 10, maybe less than half decent then. The goalkeeper, although he should have saved that shot, Gabriel Magalhaes was our best defender. Yeah, and people are getting on to Tierney, but you wouldn't ask an air stewardess to fly the plane, would you? So why are you putting Tierney as inverted? He's the best defensive and up and down fullback in the league. Yeah, so why are you asking him to come in midfield? Yes, he shouldn't have switched off, but him and Rob Holding, maybe you could say were playing. I think Rob Holding was playing him on side and Tierney switched off. I don't blame Rob Holding for that. Tierney should have tracked his man. Yeah, and the goalkeeper should have saved it. Yeah, but then after that, you need a goal. You need a goal, and you take Jesus off the pitch. Yeah, Granit Xhaka, anonymous. They were shocking. Martinelli did nothing after setting up that goal.
Why do you think when it was the Liverpool game, the narrative was it's not bottling, it's Anfield, hard, point gained. To do the same thing 2 games running, identical. What do you think has led? I mean, do you call it bottling? If so, why do you think this has happened? What has led to these 2 poor results, in your opinion?
Arrogance. It is bottling, Terry. Let's be real with it. It is bottling. Like when Harry Kane puts a penalty over the bar for England against France, it's called bottling, isn't it? Yeah, when Tottenham didn't win the league against Leicester and us, it was called bottling, wasn't it? Yeah, they were never top all season. They were never top at all that season, by the way. Yeah, and Arsenal fans laugh at them and say it's bottling it. Yeah, but if we don't win the league after being top all season and 8 points clear, it's not bottling. Why? Because if Tottenham were bottle jobs and came third in a 2-horse race, that's what our fans say. How's not being 8 points clear and not winning the league not a bottle job? It is bottling, Terry. Yeah, the pressure is getting to them. Yeah, it's getting to the manager. It's getting to the players. Yeah, and let's be real. If you take out Jesus, Zinchenko weren't on the pitch. Tierney got subbed. Jorginho was the only one on that pitch that's actually seriously won anything. Maybe you could say Thomas Partey when he was on as well. But he came off pretty early. He's won a Europa League in the league, albeit I ain't counting that league. He played 3 games for Atleti that season before signing for us. So can you really say he won the league?
That don't count.
No, that's what I'm saying. But who on that pitch is going to galvanise that team and look at them when everyone's looking around at each other and you need a big moment in a game? Who are you looking at? You're looking at players like Jesus is off the pitch. You can't rely on him now. Thomas Partey's won stuff, but he's off the pitch. Yeah, Jorginho ain't gonna score a 30-yard screamer. Yes, he hit the bar against Villa. Yeah, but he ain't exactly gonna grab the game by the scruff of the neck and drive you forward and do stuff. Yeah, where was the player on the pitch? And for me, I thought Trossard was poor when he came on. Like, I think Trossard should have come on a lot earlier, played him on the left, put Martinelli on the right. You could have even brought Reece Nelson on and played one either side. I know he brought Reece on in the end, but way too late, man. And his subs, and listen, he's done very well to get us to the top of the table, and the players have been brilliant. We have been the best team in the league. Let's be real with it. Even if City beat West Ham, which is ironically their game in hand, yeah, and I guarantee they batter them, by the way, right? Even if they beat them, we're still top. So we have been the best team. Yeah, we have played the best football at times, yeah, for a large part of the season. But when it really matters, Terry, right, you take Jesus off the pitch and Zinchenko's not on the pitch anyway because he's injured.
Yeah,
that is the same team that bottled top 4 last season. Yeah,
mate, I hear where you're coming from. D here says, Terry, can you and Lee please define bottling?
Why don't you define bottling after I do it as well? We'll do. I'll do that.
He's already done it. He has said, for me, it implies cowardice and giving up.
I don't go that deep, if I'm being honest, but I get it. I understand what you're saying. I wouldn't go that far about cowardice and giving up because I don't think they did give up. I just don't think they were good enough. Yeah, they didn't have that spark. Yeah, and like I said, the manager's substitutions were baffling. They're like at Anfield, like you're 2-0 up at Anfield. Now, I know Anfield can get to everybody and that, but Terry, we played them off the park for 40 minutes. They then scored, right? And all of a sudden, it's backs against the wall. We're bricking it. Why? Why? Why are we in that situation? And that comes down.
I think for me, bottling it is when you basically you succumb to your nerves and fear. So I think in both these games you were cruising. You got a bit lackadaisical, and the team got a goal back. And then I think, oh no, what if we lose from here? City will hunt us down. And I think the fear and the nerves around that consumed you and stopped you from playing. So I get your point. You weren't good enough, but I think what stopped you from playing to your optimum ability was the nervousness that came over you. And I think in the West Ham game, because you'd done it the previous week, the same thing kind of crept in again because you weren't doing. I listened to Gary Neville, and he was talking about, and I kind of went back and watched some footage from it. You watch your defenders once you conceded that goal. They weren't bringing the ball down, controlling it, and playing it out.
Yeah, just booting everywhere.
Clear, heading it out because they'd lost a bit of composure. That's not because they've
suddenly become bad players. Yeah, Odegaard's trying to do these no-look reverse passes in the last 5 minutes of the game. We're all trying to do back heels and fancy flicks. And it's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like when we played Bournemouth, albeit it was at home, we weren't doing none of that crap with 5 to 10 minutes to go. We were just shooting and peppering them with shots. And in the end, it worked out. Yeah, in that game, like my definition of bottling is when it's a big moment of a big football match, i.e. Liverpool or West Ham. Yeah, because listen, we've played with freedom most of the season. Let's be real with it. Yeah, because nobody expected us to win it. Yeah, but now when you're 8 points clear at one point, everyone's expecting you to win it. We become favourites. Fans' expectations should have raised. Yeah, although I want to come to some of that in a minute because I've got a little bit of a...
Yeah. Well, I've got some super chats here. First one says, City fan, but I have to call out Lee's hypocrisy. Been banging on about Zinchenko defensive errors all week. Doesn't mention Tierney, who lost his man for the second goal. Gives him man of the match. Come on, Lee, be unbiased.
Well, for me, he was man of the match.
Tierney.
Yeah. I'm not just saying that because I rate Kieran Tierney. Yeah. But, Terry, let's have it right here. Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah. I thought he was very, very good in that game. Yeah. And listen, it was the best of a bad bunch, by the way. Him and Tierney were probably our best two on the pitch. Yeah. The goalkeeper should have saved the shot. Gabriel gave a penalty away. Tierney let his man go. Other than that, I thought they were both all right. Yeah. Let's just go back here very quickly as well, by the way. Jared Bowen was clean through on goal. Clean through on goal. Right-sided centre-back Rob Holding was nowhere to be seen. Yeah, neither was Ben White. Who was the last man? Running across from left-back all the way over to slide tackle and stop that guy in. Oh, yeah, Kieran Tierney. But nobody will give credit for that because it's Kieran Tierney and I rate him. Yeah? Who's putting balls into the box? Nice balls into the box. Yeah? Who was involved in the second goal? Yeah, the pre-assist that you lot all jizz over. Yeah, Kieran Tierney. Yeah, if that was Odegaard, yeah, that was doing that, or Zinchenko, everyone would be loving it off. But because I rate Kieran Tierney, yeah, it's a problem. Kieran Tierney and Gabriel were our best two players on the day. And that's not saying they were great. And I've already said on my fan cam and on all the shows I've done, including this one this week, he switched off for that goal. And that is unforgivable, mate. That is not good enough. But at the same time, Mikel Antonio sprinted away from Bukayo Saka and was gone clean through. Again, Kieran Tierney comes over and stops that. Yeah. Amount of times Antonio went down the right wing, got past Saka. No, sorry, Martinelli on the left side. Yeah. And Tierney stopping him getting the cross in. Didn't see Ben White doing that in that game. And Ben White's been brilliant this season. Yeah. This hate for Kieran Tierney is a joke. Yeah. And the only reason people don't like Kieran Tierney is because I like him and they don't like me. Let's just be real with it.
Mike here says we defended a 4-4-2 off the ball. Tierney wasn't inverted for the goal. He fell asleep. Hopefully now people will see the importance of Zinchenko, scapegoated. And Danilo
Zinchenko would not have been at left back anyway, mate.
And Danilo also here says Tierney was absolutely shocking. Can't trap a ball.
Well, at least he can defend, apart from one lapse. Yeah, but let's not forget Zinchenko was at fault for 2 of our goals at Anfield, both of them. Yeah, because he weren't at the back stick. It was Gabriel Magalhaes. She was in centre back position on the penalty spot. Yeah, and then he got nutmegged by Trent. Yeah, so it's easy to blame Tierney for one mistake of the season. Yeah, when he's been brilliant most of it, when he has played. But let's not forget that most of the goals that we've conceded in recent games have come down Zinchenko's side because he ain't there.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's no drama. We're not allowed to say that because it's Zinchenko and he plays inverted and it's all sexy, isn't it? Like proper orthodox left back that gets up and down the pitch. Yeah, that can actually defend and is the best defensive defender left back in the league. There ain't a better left back that can defend better than him in the league. Don't care what anyone tells me. Yeah, he is the best left back in the league defensively.